So just a quick video on maintaining your temperatures throughout your collection or whatever pet you have during the cold snaps, especially with the winter now. It's actually starting to get cold at last, so just thought I'd do a video on it because it can be tricky for people starting off, and even people like myself a long time in the game. It still can be tricky. So as you can see, I have lots of different critters around, all different types, some coming in from ponds for the winter and some tropical that need to be out here all the time. So to maintain them all to their different levels of temperatures that are needed, I have thermostats on a lot of individual cages and some in groups. Like these are all grouped together. These guys here are all around the same temperature, so they have one heat map with one point going back to a thermostat like so, and that gives them a bit of juice at the back that will give them a hot spot to go to. But and it's the same with everything. All these guys have their own. Tarantulas here, the snakes have their own. These aren't, because these are all either native or invasive species, like the false widows and tags and stuff like that, house spiders and stuff. These snakes in here, they have their own setup for heat. The guys down here, the cooler inverts, they have their own as well. If you can see there, individual, just to keep an eye on them. Different temperatures for different animals, different species, and the same in there with these guys in here. To keep everything on the level, just in case I have a mat fails, a heat mat fails or a heat lamp fails, I have this, and this is the most important part of anybody who is keeping exotics. Well, I believe if you're heating them, you should have a good ambient temperature, because with cages, vivariums, popular vivariums like Exoterra, they don't retain heat like the wooden ones. Wooden vivariums will retain heat a lot better. So if you get a period where your mat burns out or there's a power cut, the wood will hold that heat. It won't dissipate through the glass as quickly as it does with these guys here. So if you're keeping one of these in a room, say an ordinary room, your bedroom or whatever, during the colder months, and you're not around and you're not heating the room, you need to set up something similar to this. Because what this does is, even if you set it to say 10 to 15 degrees, it doesn't have to be roasting hot. Set it for 10 to 15 degrees, it keeps the temperature of the room, the ambient temperature, the air temperature, up relatively high, and it makes everything very comfortable for the animal living there, if that makes sense. These all come with thermostats, so you can set them to whatever way you want. I have a thermostat here, which gives me a good idea of the ambient temperature. There's an in and out. The out cable is down on the ground for the lower, the cooler animals, and the in one is right where my finger is. That's the measurement there. So as you can imagine, so if I have some of the cockroaches here that I have that are very tropical, some of the scorpions, the baby scorpions that we just hatched out, they need a lot of heat, so they go up higher. And stuff like slugs and the cooler cockroaches that like the cool climates are all down here, and they have their own individual heat packs, as I said earlier on. So yeah, it works well. So if you're keeping anything tropical in your house, especially around the winter time, invest in one of these. You can get a small one, set it to 10 to 15 degrees. If you want to go up to 20 degrees, it's fine. You can even take your heat mat off if you want to keep the room completely warm. If you have bugs, or if you have a snake, you can just have a small heat mat on it and keep a higher ambient temperature. It works great. It's not as expensive as you think it is, because it clicks off as soon as the room is heated up, so it's not constantly on, and it's a great idea, and it's very safe for your animals. Alright, I hope that helped out. I'll talk to you soon. Take it easy.